to the CBA negotiations, man, and Caitlin Clark's season. At this point, we're all sitting here waiting for the announcement that a deal is done and we can move forward with lottery drafts and, move forward to the WNBA draft and for the start of training camp, man. And so Caitlin Clark can make a return and everybody's back happy. Well, I'm here to tell you, this little small update is not a good one. You know what I'm saying? They still haven't got a deal done. The owners is pretty much kind of stuck in a wall in a corner right now with these players. ESPN has been reporting this thing for the last couple.
No one saw this coming. Not the league, not the players, and definitely not the fans who assumed Caitlin Clark would quietly follow the script. What ESPN just revealed wasn't just news. It was a warning. Insider reports indicate that Caitlin Clark's future is no longer tied to the WNBA in the way everyone thought. New contracts, new opportunities, and a 2026 return plan are shaking up the league entirely. But before we get into the details, you need to understand why this moment is so explosive.
And she can, all while refusing to sit down and have a meeting with Kathy Engelbert and do negotiations. Like, she literally skipped out on a meeting to go sit down with Kamala Harris and continue to bash the lady in the media, which I'm not a Kathy Engelbert fan. I think she's a bonehead. I think she needs to be fired. I believe all of that. But them refusing to negotiate is not helping anything at this current juncture. So will an agreement get signed? I doubt it. I doubt it.
For months, Caitlin Clark has been at the center of nonstop tension. Hard fouls overlooked, benches shortened, respect questioned, all while quiet deals and conversations unfolded far from the cameras. ESPN didn't report rumors. They reported movement. Movement toward a future where Caitlin Clark doesn't need the WNBA the way the WNBA needs her. Sources say she's been approached with multiple off-court opportunities that dramatically shift her leverage. Bigger endorsements, expanding media roles, and contracts with no questions about minutes or fouls. ESPN made one thing clear. This isn't just basketball anymore. This is about control, and the league knows it's slipping.
Agreement despite their frustrations with the process, man. Now, the current CBA agreement is scheduled to expire at 11:59 tonight. Not tomorrow, not the day after. Today is the damn day. Now, the WNBA PA opted out of previous negotiations, and which was which was in October. Now, it goes on to say, we know what we're asking for. That was Nafisa College told ESPN. We know that it's too much. Like they're saying, we know it's not too much. My bad, y'all, but it is too much. Aguma case.
As rumors spread that Caitlin Clark's 2026 plans might not include a full commitment to the WNBA, quiet panic set in. The league knows it cannot afford to lose the player driving ratings, attention, and global visibility. Then came a revelation that stunned even veteran insiders. Not on camera, not on a mic, but it reached ESPN. Caitlin Clark doesn't need this league to define her. That single sentence shook the sport. It wasn't disrespect, it was reality. And reality is dangerous when leagues think they hold all the power. Enter Stephen A. Smith. When he speaks, leagues listen, and he didn't hold back. According to him, Caitlin is at a point where stepping away from league politics could serve her better than staying silent and patient. He wasn't saying she's quitting basketball. He said she might simply refuse to play by their rules. That warning sent shockwaves, and just like that, everything escalated.
For ESPN, right here on this podcast, I've argued with Janae Ogumake, who's an outstanding basketball analyst. The two of them together, oh my God, that's an A team. No doubt about it. Nothing but love for both of them. And Monica McNutt, one of the preeminent voices of the New York Knicks, and what she's doing with her career. They know they got my support, all love. But I'm waiting for you to say I was right. Caitlin Clark can ball. She should have been on Team USA because you needed the marketing buzz. I didn't say she was better than all 12 players that were on the team instead of her. Even though when they almost lost to France, I was getting nervous. Diana Taurasi wasn't on the court. I said, you need somebody that could shoot. And then Copper showed up and was doing her thing, and Elgia Wilson did her thing, and I was good. But what I'm saying is, if you remember, their first game, they had about 13,000 fans. Somebody else had 15. Everybody else had over 20,000 plus. You think that would happen if Caitlin Clark was on that team? You think that would happen if Angel Reese was on that team? But especially Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is coming. Some people think she's already arrived. I don't. I think she's going to be even better. And I think that what she has done for women's basketball, especially in this country, has been phenomenal. There is no woman, no matter how great you were as a player, Cheryl Swoops, there is no woman who should negate mentioning Caitlin Clark and what Caitlin Clark is doing for the game. I know the Monica McNutts and others were getting very, very frustrated.
ESPN sources reveal league executives are furious, not at Caitlin Clark, but at the narrative slipping away. Once the public starts seeing her as bigger than the system loses authority. Now, add the 2026 return talk. ESPN reports that Caitlin's potential comeback isn't being framed like any other player's. This isn't a negotiation. It isn't a return. It's a choice where she sets the terms. Minutes aren't questioned. Respect isn't optional. And that terrifies the people who built careers controlling access and influence. Behind the scenes, tensions are boiling. Some players are frustrated, some defensive, some openly angry. Caitlin's rise exposes uncomfortable truths, and that exposure has sparked resentment, whispered side comments, and mounting pressure. ESPN doesn't sugarcoat it. This situation has divided the league. On one side are those who understand the business shift. On the other, those who feel threatened by it. And hovering above it all is one impossible question. What if Caitlin Clark decides the WNBA isn't worth the cost? That single question changes everything. This isn't just about one player potentially walking away. It's about the league's biggest draw realizing she has options. ESPN made it clear the league never wanted this narrative public, but now it is. Fans see it. Sponsors see it. Media sees it. And players are being forced to pick sides, whether they want to or not. Even Nafisa Collier's comments weren't supposed to go public, but they did, and the ripple effect is just beginning.
Adding up because look at your numbers. You know the old saying, men lie, women lie, and the numbers don't lie. Well, I'm here to tell you, the numbers ain't lying because Nafisa Collier is looking like Goofy of the Year. She got to be the goofiest person of the year. Her and Nika is looking like big time Goofies of the Year, bruh. I just gotta be honest, dog.
At this point, the league says they've given their general manager some guidance on next steps. But nothing is final until the collective bargaining agreement is locked. Yet, even that can't contain what's already in motion. Because as Stephen A. Smith confirmed, this isn't comforting news for the WNBA. Together, Caitlin Clark and her team have created something the league can't control, momentum. And momentum doesn't ask permission. As 2026 approaches, this isn't just about if Caitlin Clark returns. It's about how she returns, and on whose terms. One thing is undeniable. Caitlin Clark isn't chasing anyone's approval anymore. She holds the leverage now, and the league knows it. This story isn't over. It's only just begun.
Sorry, yeah.
Go ahead, Sinead.
To me,
Go ahead, Sinead.
they did it because people that fall in love with women's basketball fall in love for a different reason. They don't come to be entertained. They come to see the purity of the game. That has been consistent throughout the existence of the WNBA. Are we at a pivotal moment? Absolutely. But that moment is not a sprint. It is a marathon. And if we're thinking about marathon in the best interest of Caitlin Clark, it might be putting her in a position to make her global debut.
Now it's your turn. Do you think Caitlin Clark is right to take control of her future? Or is the league playing with fire by letting this tension boil over? Smash that like button if you believe players deserve real power. Drop a comment with what you think will happen next. And subscribe, because the next chapter of this story could completely reshape the WNBA.